Two studies out today that draw the same disturbing conclusion. Americans are not winning their battle against obesity.
A new report released by the Centers for Disease Control finds the obesity epidemic has grown rapidly over the past several years.
Let's face it, we're getting fat. In fact, it's so bad, some call it an epidemic.
So recently, I took a chance, and I watched a little-known podcaster without the use of the devil's lettuce. And I overheard an important message there. Something through all that noise that I wanted to discuss with you. A topic that hits close to my heart from my years in healthcare, and something that most people lie to themselves about. Their physical health. There is so much going on today, guys, that demands our attention. We often put ourselves last. We'll neglect our health and just spill over into those next gene sizes until we feel like there's no possible road back to a sensible weight. Even for this video, it's difficult to create a starting point directed at you, the viewer, who may be at an unhealthy weight, or just simply someone who wants to improve themselves but doesn't know where to start. So I think we should start by taking a personal and honest inventory, and we can do this by simply asking ourselves, am I overweight? At some point have I promised myself that I would eat better, told my spouse that we should join a gym? Have I asked myself the question, how healthy am I right now? So does all this feel daunting to get started? For sure. I understand that, I get it, life happens. But then there's this.
A new study from Harvard School of Public Health finds Americans are getting heavier, and that by the end of this new decade, about half, 49% of us, will be obese.
Obesity levels across the world are at new records, and quite literally half the North American population will become obese by the end of this decade. This ridiculous outcome will wreck our bodies, drain our taxes, and cripple our medical infrastructure. If you weren't convinced before, COVID-19 has eloquently highlighted how your weight directly affects how vulnerable you are to illness and an early death. Simply put, for us to go through life without trying to maintain our best physical and mental health is just silly.
But goddamn it, take care of your fucking meat vehicle.
Unfortunately for us, there are far more pitfalls on the road to good health than there should be. Despite now being a multi-billion-dollar-a-year industry, the business of health and wellness might not have your best interest in mind. There is no shortage of a-holes, scammers and charlatans who only care about their bottom line, their generic program, or their new absurd weight loss product. This only confounds our start to better health and often presents confusion for the uninitiated. These distractions dissuade people from what might actually help them achieve better shape on their road to an improved quality of life. With that said, let's be clear, I am not a nutritionist or personal trainer either. This video is intended as a start for those of us who aren't convinced that we can make our health a priority in our busy life. For those people who don't believe that they can make that healthy weight, develop tone, muscle, or otherwise just have no idea where or how to begin. It's for these reasons that I would like to offer and share my advice as a healthcare provider, collected from nearly 2 decades of experience around patients that were either overweight, obese, or had injuries from which their weight was a contributing factor. Don't worry, you don't need to take notes for this, and I can even put inspirational music in the background if it helps. Cool. To get us started, let's look at some ideas on how to manage your nutrition and dietary intake, then the importance of eating better when and however you can, and finally, the last key piece is to include some form of exercise. Preferably, this would be a mix of cardio and weight training, but that's largely it. Everything else out there is fancy dressing designed to get you to buy something. So at this point, if you think you have made an attempt similar to this in the past, but feel that you have failed, I want to ask you to reevaluate what success looks like. This in no way is meant to be a race with a start and a finish. It truly is a lifelong journey to be built over time, and which includes a very slow, methodical ramping process. There were several times on my own personal journey where I thought I peaked, only to break through in some way, even if it was just a small improvement. This self-realization is the best point to start your journey. You will have to continually adjust the energy, time, and yes, even money you divide into these 3 facets of your day-to-day. Know this, there will never be the perfect time to start, and committing to this decision will be one of the most difficult steps you will need to make. Now, in a perfect world, regulating our nutritional needs would be as easy as managing your calories in against your calories burned, but the rat race of life does get a vote, and it's too easy to overeat, binge, and fill our bodies with poor choices. The recommended daily calories for an adult sits between 2,000 and 3,000. You can ravage this paltry figure with a single meal from your favorite fast food chain. To make this worse is the fact that most corporations don't want you to understand how unhealthy their food is. It's a regular practice to omit caloric stats from the menu while offering supersized amounts for a few pennies more, or presenting fast meals as an easy option for a healthy alternative, when in fact it is everything but. Now, the biggest of these greedy and harmful decisions occur at the highest levels of government, where money is put before the welfare of entire countries. This commits our fight to an uphill battle. So let's be clear, a healthy lifestyle doesn't mean you can never touch your favorite junk food again, but it does mean you need to be smart when and how often you visit that drive-thru. A single burger won't make you big, in the same way a single salad won't make you skinny. Consistency is key. To remove a poor junk food habit from your life, you should look for those ways you can jazz up those healthier options. Raw broccoli and cauliflower? Nah. Try steamed and seasoned roasted vegetables with a serving of protein. Since the start of my journey into fitness, I've spent a countless amount of time and effort searching for healthier options for meals and snacks, only to later trade these off for an upgrade down the road. This could mean reducing salt, sugar, or trans fat, and choosing an option that makes me feel full faster. This doesn't need to be expensive either. Yogurt and fruit, cottage cheese and cucumber, or a shake with a spoonful of delicious peanut butter may soon be the new snacks you crave. Train your mind to recognize healthier options as an alternative, and your body will follow. So what do I mean by eating better when and how you can? Well, our schedules often confound our ability to eat those regular meals, and without a little experience in preparation, we can be led to poor decisions. Learning to train your body to eat at designated times is difficult but equally important. Regular eating times will allow your body to anticipate meals and prevent you from bad choices on the go. It will also help you from eating too late in the day when you don't mean to. None of this needs to be complicated either. Assuming you are following the first rule and keeping caloric intake near or below what you are burning, if you need ideas, look into the many certified nutritionists that offer simple meal plans and prep ideas. This step will get easier as you move along. Your body does adapt, and with a consistent longer-term adoption of healthy eating, you will find that those old dinner portions or fast food meals will become an uncomfortable amount of food. If your lifestyle requires you to snack and move, I get that too. Shift work has its set of unique challenges. To make all of this effort worthwhile, you will need to adopt some balance in nutritional planning, healthy snacks, and a commitment to regularity. The goal is not to starve yourself here, but to transition to healthier foods that keep you full while allowing you to turn the needle back with a little help. Luckily, no one needs a furnished home gym to produce real results. You don't need to bench press your weight to develop your physique, and the age-old comment that you don't want to look bulky holds no water against you beginning some lightweight training. Simply presenting yourself with daily challenges will often be enough for most beginners. Try adding a small weight to your backpack, stand and stretch while watching TV, and consider a standing desk so you can include light activity while you work. The possibilities here are endless. When you have begun locking down your nutritional needs with some healthy meal plans, you will find even the smallest physical exercise will carry you into a caloric deficit territory. So, bike to the local market, and yes, take the stairs to work. At some point, it becomes a game of numbers you play against yourself, and when you no longer eat your entire dietary need in a single sitting, it's easy to chip away at what's left. The bottom line in my rant to reduce our growing overweight population is simply that this can be easier than you believe. Success takes time, and your expectations are almost as important as your goals because they are intertwined. None of this will happen quickly. It's an investment. You put in the time and effort, and one day down the road, you hope to catch yourself in better shape. Start small and find realistic goals. At some point, we've all fallen prey to the scale and the mirror, but ultimately, these are misleading platitudes. A journey like this takes time, and for you, dear viewer, I hope the day will come where you can look back at yourself and realize no matter how far you've come, that not starting to take care of yourself was a very bad, no good decision.
But goddamn it, take care of your fucking meat vehicle.
Oh, it's a deep burn. Oh, it's so deep.